So, why is it that the family court has so much corruption? And why are there so many people now finally standing up and sharing it? Because there's two factors in place here. We have the ADR, and I talked about in another video, but this is another one about it. The ADR is alternative dispute resolution. And also, the other thing that you probably haven't heard about was called the AFCC. And that stands for Association of Family and Conciliation Court, AFCC. And I want to talk about both of those. One thing I want you to realize, the ADR was put in place in the 80s, a tool for people not to have to go through the legal process of juries and all the money that can come with it. What they thought they were doing was making it an easier way for us to divorce. They thought it'd be a simpler way. But what happened is it created the judges and therapists and GALs to be able to make their own rules. So one judge can say, oh, yeah, you can't put this medical record in because the doctor's not here. But then the other judge will let it come in. And they get to do whatever they want. And so what they realized once they all decided about this AFCC was they all came together, therapists, GALs, reunification therapists, judges, lawyers. They all came together and they have conferences every year. And they just had their conference last week. And what they do is they all come together and they figure out ways for us to spend more money. Hence why I know somebody that's been in reunification therapy for over 1,000 hours and they still haven't been able to have time with their children. And what they're creating is a Ponzi scheme. They're getting more and more money. What other lawyers make a lot of money? Usually the top lawyers that make a ton of money in civil cases or in law would be the ones that are doing healthcare or suing a big organization, corporate office, right? Or a medical field. They make pretty good money because millions of dollars come out of that and they get a percentage. The next one is family courts. Because if you have somebody that is trying to take your children full time, they will do whatever they want. And all of a sudden they realize, oh, if this person has a lot of money, then they can start working the system more. You end up spending thousands and thousands of dollars to get divorced, all because they want this. So what can we do to change this? First, tell your story, expose your story, or send it to me or other people on this platform that are trying to get this exposed. Secondly, you can start standing up and saying, I'm not going to go through this. This is an administration order. So they are not big civil judges. That's why your constitution rights is taken away. Your civil rights are gone. If we all just stood up and said, nope, I want a real civil, if you have a problem where someone wants to really hurt you and take your children, you can say, I will not go to this hearing, which is administrative. If you look at any of the documents, there's not an official judge stamp. It's literally administrative office. Okay. It's called the administrative office. And what they do is they literally don't have to abide by any of the Constitution. And the administrative office was put with the ADR. Okay? So what you can do is, I am not going to do this. You can ask for a regular judicial hearing, which would be lawyers in there. And the judge just really acts as a person to facilitate making sure everybody is treated fairly. Don't even go in there. If you have uncontested divorce, you say, no, I want a judicial, you want to be where the juries are, where there's 12 people that can look at your case and see it. But ultimately, I think it all should be bogus. I think there always should be 12 jurors, and I think 2 people can go in and give their evidence. I don't think you need lawyers, honestly. I think you can get rid of these lawyers and stop taking our money, get rid of these unification therapists, and get rid of these therapists that are court ordered that actually hurt our children. I have a lot of evidence of that. So, there's my 2 cents, a little tip for you to know. Thank you. Have a great day. Again, we got to keep fighting this. Family court reform.